Hello, welcome to TextureMyth. In this session, we will discuss another method for Python, which is starts with. So this method we use mainly to verify whether the string or the variable is started with the argument that we are passing to it. Okay, so there are multiple scenarios in which we can utilize the start with method. So we will discuss one by one each scenario. So let's go through the first scenario. So in first scenario, what we are doing here, firstly we are storing one string in variable string named as Sharmit. So what we are doing, there is one variable of string variable in which we have stored the string Sharmit. Now after that, on line number 10, we are just printing it that string directly without any modification, just for the output purpose. So we are printing it before method used, and then we are concatenating the actual string. After that, on line number 11, we are using this start with method. So to use this, you have to use the simple syntax string dot starts with, and inside an argument pass small s. For now we are passing as capital S. Okay, so make sure that this should be as per the case, means this is case sensitive. So if you are passing capital S, then it will look for that, otherwise it will give other output, means false. So what it will do, it will check for this argument and it will identify if it finds s as a starting element for this string, then it will return true, otherwise it will return false. Okay, so here we are just concatenating it starts with and then the result. So it will return the boolean value, so that's why we are converting it to string using str method, and then we are changing the line with \n. So just save it and press Ctrl Shift and tilde. It will open the terminal, and on terminal you can use the command python then space and then your program name .py. So what it will do, it will execute your program. So let's see, it will take some time, and once the terminal is open, then you can simply execute those commands that we just discussed. So here I will write python then space, and my program name is session 22.py, and if I hit enter here, so it will show multiple outputs, but for now we will just focus on the first scenario output. So before method use, it was Sharmit and it is returning true. Why? Because this string start with letter S. If we change it and if we make it as a small s, then what would be the output? In that case it will return false. Why? Because it is not started with small s, it is started with capital S. Okay, so that's why we are getting false here. Now we will jump to the next scenario, scenario 2. What we are doing here we are passing the substring. So you can see that in line number 16 we are assigning the value as TextureMyth, and then after that we are just printing it directly. So before method use string, and on line number 18 we are passing the argument as tech. Okay, so it will check whether this entire variable started with this particular substring or not. If it is start with it, then it will return true, otherwise it will return false. So let's see. So you can see here it is returning true. Why? Because this variable contains tech as a initial, so that's why it is verifying that it starts with tech. Now we will jump to the third scenario. Here you can see that I'm not passing the tech as a first as an argument. I'm passing ABC, but it does not start with that ABC. So in that case it should return false, and we are getting false. Okay, so if it is not starting with that particular argument, then it will return false. Now we will see the fourth scenario. In fourth scenario, I'm passing tech, but this is with a small t, not with a capital T. So there the case, and it is a case sensitive. So in that case, it will return false again, because it is started with tech. That is correct, but it starts with capital T. Okay, so that's why it is returning false. Now we will see the fifth scenario and the last scenario. Here what we are doing, we are using one like these are the option you can see prefixes, right? So here I am passing welcome, hello and space. So what it will do, it will check whether it starts with any of this element value. If it starts with welcome, it will return true. If it starts with hello, it will return true. If it starts with space, then also it will return true. Okay, so it will check for all these options. So if we see the output here, it will return true. Why? Because this is started with a space. And what will happen, like if I remove space from here, in that case the output will get changed. Why? Because now it is not starting with the space, it is starting with a means it is starting with a space, but we are not providing that space inside a list. That's why it is returning false. And if I remove this space and started with welcome, then it will give true, because true welcome is in that string, right, in the list. So that's why it is returning true. So these are some common scenario where we can utilize starts with the method. I hope this session is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Share Method.